Hey team, welcome back to the channel. What do you call a calligrapher in an underwater vessel? Subscribe! Make sure to do that before we get going. Alright, so today I've got a topic that was requested. What are my favorite books on personal finance that I think will be most impactful for you? So I've got a couple ones to show you, and I've got two special offers from our friends at Amazon to help make your reading journey a little bit easier. So let's hop into it. What I hope to do is get a few here that you may have heard of and just remind you of them and tell you how good they are, but then hopefully introduce you to a few books that you haven't even heard of before that'll be really beneficial to you. Alright, so everything we talk about is going to be linked in the description below, and I'd be remiss not to start with Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. You're going to see this in every video review. It's really great for fundamentals, and it's a fantastic starting point if you're new to personal finance. And it's really this sort of beginner phase of, hey, I'm in debt, how do I get out of it? How do I start making smart financial choices? Very general and to a broad audience. And a lot of the ones we'll talk about later are a little bit more specific and have some more tips and tricks, but this is sort of the catch-all book that's just renowned for being able to address the needs of the masses and how to get on the right path. And once you're kind of set there, then you can start advancing your skill and knowledge and building on that foundation. But as far as a foundational book, this is great. I got this as a gift when I was in college, and it was so important and foundational for me to really come out of school kind of with my head on my shoulders as far as making right financial choices. So I'd really highly recommend this one, at least as a starting point. And then these other ones we look at are some of my personal favorites to kind of take you that next level. Number 2 on the list is Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. This book's actually really hard to get a hold of now because it's become really popular in the FIRE movement. So if you look on Amazon, a lot of times they've been sold out, but I'll put a link down in the description for you. So this one is really interesting because it sort of changes your perspective on money. As an example, it talks about how you trade your time for money. So if you make $20 an hour and you go out to dinner and it costs $40, you've sacrificed 2 hours of your life in exchange for this evening out. And it's up to you to kind of determine, hey, is it worth that exchange that I've made? And the other thing to think about along with that is you may make $20 an hour, but after taxes and everything, you may only take home $15. So that $40 meal, instead of being 2 hours of your life, is maybe closer to 2.5. So it kind of gets you to put things into a different perspective because you're really trading your time for your money when you go into your job. And so is this expense worth that amount of time that you're giving up of your life? And if it is, great, do it. If not, maybe it's something you want to rethink or evaluate. One of my personal favorites of all time is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And I have this on Kindle because I love to refer to it. He has a great writing style. It's really easy to read, and he takes a different approach from many authors in that he's not telling you to nickel and dime yourself off of 25-cent coffee or latte or a Coke or anything like that, but really focus on your income and choose how you spend your money. You can't spend your money on everything, but if there's something that's important to you, spend lavishly on that thing. So if fitness is your thing, spend as much as you want on that, but just don't spend on the other things. And so it's a different perspective. And the reason I show you this on Kindle is because Kindle has a special offer here, link in the description, for you to get 6 months for only $29.97. So it's half price. So it's a really good deal. Take advantage of it. Kindle Unlimited is awesome. There's so many great books. A lot of the ones we talked about here in this video are available there. And it's something that you can just keep on a Kindle with you or on your cell phone, and you can have access to it anywhere you go. So one of my favorite books to listen to, and I've probably listened to it 4 or 5 times, is called Set for Life. And this is by Scott Trench, and it's published through Bigger Pockets. So if you haven't heard of Bigger Pockets, they have a great podcast and YouTube channel, talk a lot about the fire movement and rental property investing. But this book in particular really wants to change your mindset around getting to that financial independence and the little steps that we might overlook, whether it's taking advantage of your company match if you have it, or if you have a stock incentive program in your company, taking advantage of that. Because a lot of times, again, people want to nickel and dime themselves out of little pleasures in life, and you miss these big things where these could be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 opportunity that's right there in front of you that you're not taking advantage of. And he sort of builds on the principles of the book that we talked about a little bit earlier, Your Money or Your Life. It's a really easy listen. He has a great way of communicating, and it sounds fantastic on Audible. And in the Amazon partnership, in the description, there's a 1 month free trial of Audible, and you can get 2 free audiobooks with that. I love Audible because I have a huge commute. I drive an hour and a half to work each way every day, and so Audible is my constant companion as I'm going about my commute. A lot of great content there, great authors, books that you love from fiction, nonfiction, celebrity bios, anything like that. So it's a really great opportunity to take advantage of those 2 free books. They're yours to keep forever, even if you don't continue with Audible membership. And finally, here's one that you probably would never think of really until you become a parent, but I love this book. It's called Finance 101 for Kids. My girls have questions about money, and I love talking about it to them, but sometimes I bloviate with words that they might not understand, but this book really takes it back, makes it simple, easy to understand. It has illustrations. It teaches them, what a bank is, what's interest, all these great things. If you haven't seen our video on what a bank is, check that one out too. But this really simplifies it, and it gets them excited about finance. Madison's really sort of taken to it, and so it's good to get them those lessons early because the public school system sure isn't going to teach it to them. So it's up to us as parents to really instill in our kids the importance of a financial education. And so that's a great resource. And again, that's one of those ones you can access on Kindle, and I have it with me so that I can read it to the girls for their bedtime stories. Am I the only one that does that? Who knows? All right, thanks for tuning in, and let me know in the comments what I may have left out that you love in the personal finance space, and let me know too what else you think that I should do a feature on. Thanks guys, I appreciate you, and make sure, again, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.